Day 754 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 3121. Count the number of special characters 2. The difficulty level is medium, but don't worry because you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, hype, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go ahead and check out that link in the description so you can get you some. Now let's see what the question says. You are given a string word. A letter C is called special if it appears in both lowercase and uppercase in word, and every lowercase occurrence of C appears before the first uppercase occurrence of C. Return the number of special characters in word. All right, y'all, so that sounds simple, but let's go ahead and take a look at these examples anyway, just to make sure that we are doing this problem correctly. So, in example 1, we have our input word equals a string lowercase a, capital A, lowercase b, lowercase c, capital B, capital C. The output is 3. It says the special characters are A, B, and C. So let's go through this one step further, right? Let's break this down one step further. It says a letter C is called special if it appears both in lowercase and uppercase in word, and every lowercase occurrence of C appears before the first uppercase occurrence of C. So as you can see, we have a lowercase a right here and the uppercase a right here. The lowercase a comes before the uppercase A, so A works. A is special. Boom. Then we have a lowercase b right here and the uppercase B right here. The lowercase b comes first, so B is special. Then we have a lowercase c right here and the uppercase C right here. And the lowercase c comes before the uppercase C, so C is special. So in total, we have 3 special characters, A, B, and C. They're all special, so the output is 3. Now let's take a look at example 2 where there are no special characters. So in example 2, we have our input word equals a string ABC. The output is 0. This time explanation says there are no special characters. So in example 2, you can see we have the lowercase characters, but there are no uppercase characters. And remember, a character is special. A character is special if it appears both in lowercase and uppercase. They only appear lowercase, so they're not special. Now let's take a look at example 3, where they try to throw a trick question our way, where the uppercase letters come before the lowercase letters. So in example 3, our input word equals a string A, lowercase b, uppercase B, uppercase C, lowercase a, lowercase b. The output is 0. Explanation says there are no special characters in word. So once again, in this case, the uppercase character comes before, or this uppercase A comes before this lowercase a. Boom, so A is not special. Here we have we have a lowercase b that comes before this uppercase B, but then we have another lowercase b after, so that wipes this B out and B is no longer special. Then we have an uppercase C, but we have no lowercase c, so C is not special either. And in the total, we have 0 special characters. So now that we understand the question, y'all, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution. The solution is not that difficult at all. Now, first thing we want to do is we're going to create a dictionary that stores each character along with all indices where it appears. So we'll declare a variable called hash. We'll set that equal to a dictionary. The key is going to be a character, colon. The value is going to be an array of integers. Come outside of that, and we will initialize it with parentheses like this. Then we need to track the number of special characters, so we can declare a variable called count, and we could just set that equal to 0 to start. Now we need to loop through every character in the string along with this index, so we're going to say for, open up the parentheses, index, comma, W. Then we'll come outside of the parentheses and we'll say end word dot enumerated. Now this enumerated is going to get us the index and the value of that index. Boom. So in this case, it'll be the index and the character. Boom. Then we're going to open up the brackets. And we need to store the index for this character. If the character does not yet exist, we'll create an empty array first. So we'll say hash, open up the square brackets W comma default colon blank array, come outside of the square brackets, and we'll say dot append, open of the parentheses, and pass in index. Boom. Now we need to iterate through every character and its indices stored in the dictionary. So we'll come underneath this for loop and we'll say for, open up the parentheses, W comma index, come outside of the parentheses, in, hash, then we'll open up the brackets and only process lowercase letters. So we'll say if W dot is lowercase, then we'll open up the brackets and we'll convert the lowercase character into its uppercase version. So we'll say let W uppercase, add a P here, let W uppercase equal character, open up the parentheses, W dot uppercase. Boom, put a parentheses. Then we need to check if the uppercase version exists in the dictionary. If we can get the first uppercase index, we could get the last lowercase index. So we need to check all three of those things. If the uppercase version exists in the dictionary, if we can get the first uppercase index, or if we can get the last lowercase index. So we need to check those by coming underneath this let, and we're going to say if let uppercase indices equals hash square bracket W uppercase, come outside of those square brackets, we're going to say comma, then we'll say let temp index of uppercase equal uppercase indices dot first. Boom, then we'll say comma, come underneath that, we'll say let lowercase indices equal hash square bracket W, then we'll come outside of that, we'll say comma, we're not done yet, we'll say let temp index of lowercase equal lowercase indices dot last. We'll open up the brackets, and the character is considered special if the first uppercase appearance comes after the last lowercase appearance. So we'll say if temp index of uppercase, sorry y'all, should be a capital C, is greater than temp index of lowercase, then we'll open up the brackets and we'll increment count by saying count plus equals 1. So we'll add 1 to the count. Then we need to return the total number of special characters by coming all the way down here, and we could just say return count, y'all. Boom, that should be all she wrote. Let's give it a run before we submit it. It's accepted, so let's go ahead and submit it. Make sure it's still accepted after we submit it. And look at that, y'all. 212 milliseconds beats 100% of users. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see, y'all. So before we go, make sure you get one more look at the code. This is most of the code right here. Then this is the rest of it, y'all. And yeah, with that being said, I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.